Yo, what it do? We back, baby. Saying took a little 2 week hiatus from y'all. I'm sorry about that, but shit just be like that. So we back, man. It's episode 32. Magic Johnson type shit. PrimoSports back in the building. It's your host Jake spreading love. You know I'm with the co-host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. It's your boy Lex, and like I said, welcome back to another episode of Primo Sports, where it's all game and no hype.
Yeah, man. So we just gonna get right into it, man. Starting off with this the NBA East standings. I keep looking at it every day, just like seeing it. It's really been the Knicks and the Celtics just been going back 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. The Pistons kind of been holding it down at the one, but they've been losing games here and there, and the gap is starting to close a little bit. So it's really honestly really unpredictable. Cleveland with the acquisition of James Harden is looking like a player now. The Sixers are getting it together. Like I I can't even before we got into the season, I felt like it was kind of almost just a given that the Knicks would most likely be like the number one seed. And come well, we still don't know what's gonna come out the East, but as far as like I just felt like everybody was like, all right, it's the Knicks time because of the injuries and everything like that. But nobody counted the other teams out. Like I definitely didn't count out the Pistons or even the Celtics, you know. Um I'll say that the Celtics are the biggest surprise for sure as far as I feel because I didn't even think that it would be a two seed. I definitely seen playoff, but I was more like 4 or 5 in the six range, kind of in that middle range. But shit is crazy, man, and I can't call it right now. I really can't call it on who's gonna, you know, have that number one seed coming out the East. But it's definitely it makes for exciting basketball. You know, you don't want that to just be a given on who's gonna win it every year. You know, I like a little parity is always good for the league. So, what are your thoughts on that? On the NBA East right now, and if
I've been on the same boat, just because the expectations for the Celtics that I had, I seen this as a 5-6 seed. So just obviously watching the Celtics and just seeing how much they, in a sense, exceeded expectations. I've been paying more attention to the standings, so just seeing that 2-3, just kind of going back and forth lately has been kind of interesting, and just seeing like obviously James Harden getting that pickup from getting traded to Cleveland, that was a big thing. And I guess it does something for them. I mean, as far as Cleveland being, they might be a player in the playoffs with the James Harden pickup. They could be a wild card in the sense of how it goes down, but definitely the balling. The top 10 right now is looking kind of crazy. Really, the top 8 looking kind of
it's
crazy.
all really close, all
You know
really
what I
close,
mean?
man. You can't fall off right now. Can't.
Nah, just from the top 5 right now, you're looking at at most a 5.5 game difference, and that could change at any given moment.
Yeah,
Within a week, that could change. That 5.5 could easily turn to 1.5, 2, maybe, depending on how Detroit plays after the All Star break, and really depending on how all top 8 of these teams play within these next few months after the All Star break. So I agree, it's definitely a toss up right now because anything can happen. Um, Obviously, too, with New York getting Alvarez, and that was a big pickup for them on defense.
Alvarado.
Alvarado,
Yep, got
excuse
you.
me.
Yep.
Great pickup for them defensively. We got my man from Chicago, so
Yeah,
that was that was we needed that pickup
Vujic,
right
whatever.
there. My man,
Vuvi.
once we figure out rotations and shit, I know things are gonna look a little bit better, tighten up. But yeah, I mean the top 5 alone is just. I feel like Toronto, honestly, for me is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah,
Honestly,
they've been kind
I
of
thought
balling.
I thought
Low key, hockey type balling. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, I felt like maybe the Magic would be in that 5th seed at this point. Either like I seen maybe 4 or 5. Um, so they're, you know,
Where they at right now?
Who
The Magic.
they're seven.
And
So that means
that's the surprise.
that
That's the
honestly, I
surprise
feel
for
like
me.
that was a surprise,
I
especially with the move that they made in the off season.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
pretty much a
That
surprise.
grabbing Desmond Bain and shit like
Right,
that, right? I
right.
thought this would be like
I thought,
that they be in the three, maybe like a 3 or 4 seed right now. That's what I was kind of
right.
predicting for Orlando, to be honest.
I thought Philly would be a little bit higher. At this point, maybe I thought I seen them as maybe a top four seed at this point, but they're six, so they're not far behind. They're right there.
Yeah,
And they're starting to get the ball rolling. Even though they're going through the stuff with PG or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. Things are starting to fall into place for them.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean it's really a toss up right now in the East. Anybody can come out as the one seed, honestly.
yeah,
And at this point, we could look at the two and the three and say, the three could be the one, the two could be the one. Nigga, the four could even steal, ball up and get the one. So it, we don't know.
yeah. Low key, like I think PG being out is actually a good thing for Philly because the way he plays, he's like more isolation, half court kind of player. So like when you got Tyrese and VJ over there, like young, fast, kind of running
They
gun, kind of
moving.
they
They
moving.
moving.
Um, and if you have Embiid and Paul George, now you're really kind of slowing it down. So I think right now they'll win more games in the regular season, kind of like with this lineup.
Hmm.
But then when they get PG back, it would be like for the playoffs, which is where you would need them because that's when the game slows down.
Right. And it
You
becomes more
know,
mid rangey too.
so like motherfuckers is gonna slow. They know the game plan. You're gonna play these people multiple times in the series, so they're not. You're not gonna be able to just keep running down the court. They're gonna make it a half court game for you.
Hmm.
They're gonna try to implement their game plan to make it a half court game. And when that happens, you're gonna need Paul George out there, and obviously Embiid needs to stay healthy for them to do shit. I don't fuck with Philly, but that we're just talking about it from a pure analytics standpoint. I feel like the numbers that Embiid is putting up lately is very reminiscent of old Embiid, where he's kind of getting back into it. He's dropping 30 kind of consistently now. Tyrese is hooping. He has his little inconsistencies, but Philly might do some shit. I don't see them coming out the East. I just still feel like it's Detroit right now. Uh, I'm not gonna go ahead and say that they're because the playoffs is just where shit changes, man. Like if you watch this shit enough, bro, I done been down this road a lot. Motherfuckers be number one seed, 70 game win, 60 games, get bounced out the first round.
Hmm.
Like the playoffs is a whole different story. So like in that aspect, I can't like even look at the Pacers went to the fucking finals last year. Like it's just it's too unpredictable. And I think when it slows down, Boston, New York, like those are gonna be the teams that really kind of shine in the playoffs because experience and just
Yeah,
they're
experience
able to
level.
slow
Yeah,
down.
I could I could kind of agree with that too. Just because it's the experience and and the coaching as well. Um, I think that will probably jump off and oversee proceed overall because the two teams that have been there before, they know what it's like. Celtics have been in this position the last, you could say, 10 years. Being in the playoffs. So this is something that's not new to these teams. So even with Philly, like Philly is a team that these teams in between, even the Detroits, are gonna have to worry about just because of an Embiid. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he's been in these positions as well. You know what I mean? And then even Maxi, like Maxi can get you a bucket if you need it. You know
Oh
what I
no,
mean?
he's a problem.
So
Maxi's nice.
and it's
Maxi's
been
nice.
done in the playoffs as well. So it's definitely these next few months are going to be fun.
Yeah, I feel like in the West it's more kind of solidified that I don't think anybody's gonna be OKC in a 4 game series at this point. Nobody's really shown me that they could do that. Even with the Spurs taking the few games that they did from them, it's just like again that none of that shit really matters. I've seen teams go fucking 4-0 in the regular season and then get bounced out by that same team in the playoffs. Like that shit doesn't. When the playoffs come, it's a whole different ball game, and I don't see anybody in the West that's really a threat to OKC right now. So the West solidified, in my opinion. The East, pause. That bitch is wide open. Um, which was I didn't predict that at all. I think a lot of people didn't feel like that shit was gonna happen.
With
Um,
these standings,
but it's gonna be fire though. This is what's up though. This is what we want. We want the entertainment. We don't want no bullshit. I want to see games that matter at the end. Like where if you go on a 3 game losing streak, your ass might go from 2 to 6.
right?
Like
Not for nothing though, I think this is also good for just the Eastern Conference in general because it's always looked at as the weaker conference. You know what I mean? And like a lot of players don't want to come over here, and, mainly because of the weather and shit like that.
yeah,
But for the most part, you know what I mean? Like East Coast basketball is a great brand of basketball, and it's the fans over here are fucking die. You know what I'm saying? We're not like a lot of them teams over there. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball means something to us. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
this is great for the East Coast basketball, just to see what these standings are looking like and what's gonna happen within these next few months with the playoff play, and then even with the play in because I mean shit, Miami made it to the fucking finals. So
Yeah,
I mean we don't know.
yeah. I want to say this too. Just want to bring this up because since we're on that subject of East, NBA East basketball, and talking about we mentioned the Celtics. You want your mans to come back or what?
No, I want them to sit up.
Whole rest of the season?
Yeah,
You know, not entertaining it at all if
I
he
want them to sit
decides
up. I
like
mean, if he comes back, that's obviously his decision. But for me, me as a fan, just sit it out. We've already made it halfway through the season. We're second in the East right now. There's no need for you to try to come back and try to I don't want to say just implement yourself because we'll find we're gonna obviously work that in. Obviously, you are who you are. But just for future, just thinking more so for the
do
future.
y'all win a chip? Can y'all win a chip without Jason Tatum?
I don't know. Who knows? Because I mean, we didn't see ourselves as second in the East without JT. So and without the pieces that we had. So shit. Who knows?
Okay. Yeah. I think that Tatum should definitely take his time with it. But I'll tell you what, he said some shit that I fuck with too. I heard him say basically like people are kind of tarnishing. I wouldn't want to say that. I think that's a little bit of a harsh word, but like people not putting respect on Kobe's name now that he gone, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And who cares about shot percentage and who cares about certain, all these like analytics, all these fucking numbers, when in all reality, if you just talk to his peers,
Mm-hmm.
how crazy it was. So like, how do you feel about like this Kobe slander that's been kind of going on? Cause like like we said, we already seen earlier in the year he was out of the top 10. And now a lot of people want to start using shit like him missing a lot of shots and all of this as well. So like, what you feel
I
about that?
mean,
Like,
Michael Jordan said it best. You miss every shot you don't take. So
right?
I mean, he's not Kobe if he doesn't take those shots. You feel me? Like he might have missed a lot, but then he made a lot.
Yeah.
You feel me? And at the end of the day, he still went to 7 chips and got five. You feel me? So I mean, shit.
Basically, the question is, how much do numbers really play a factor to you and your assessment of a player's greatness?
They matter to a degree, I would think. Like when you're just that great, the impact that you have game. Sometimes I feel like your impact on the game is greater than your numbers. So like, let's take somebody like AI. AI put up a hell of a lot of shots, right? But damn it, his impact on the game is ridiculous. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like people are play like AI. You know what I'm saying? Like he is people's idols. You feel me? So his impact on the game of basketball, and then just when he just him just bringing it every night. You feel me? Giving you 110%. Like I think as a fan and as a player, you appreciate that. So you do kind of hold that to some type of pedigree. Like nah, like he may not have had these numbers, but damn it, he hooped. He was still out there hooping. You feel me? So it's one of those. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you just have players who hoop, and then they also get the numbers as well.
Yeah, that to me is what makes the greatest right there. Is like, cause it gotta matter what the people around them are saying. Like, if people that had to guard Kobe or like play with Kobe and shit like that, like you have to understand where that has to matter. Like, if everybody in the league is saying, "Oh, he's the best player in the league," a lot of motherfuckers didn't have that. So like and it's a lot of people that y'all have above Kobe that didn't really have that for, long stretches of time. You feel me? Like in that list, like Bill Russell was above him. I would never say that Bill Russell was the best player in the league at any point. There was Wilt Chamberlain was playing and shit like that. Like he was on the best team for sure. And he was getting rings and he was nice. But like
Yeah,
it's like
because it's like they're
it
looked at like Bill Russell was like a great winner, right? 11 rings, 13 chips, one of them as a player coach. He was a great defensive presence, right? But people want to see that ball going to the basket. Who's putting the ball into the
bro, the
basket?
man averaged 50 and 25 for a season. So
You know what
it's
I'm
like we're
saying? Like
not like
we're gonna
if
look at that more.
yeah,
You know what I'm
like
saying? Like you like who's putting the numbers on the board?
yeah.
You feel me? So and that's what
And
that
that
is.
has to matter. So like in that aspect, you have to almost be like, I know you got the chips, but if you're asking me who was the best player in the league for this amount of time, I mean Kobe was the best in the league while Bron was in the league. You feel me? Like while Bron was in the league, people was still like, nah, Kobe's the best in the league. So it's like that shit is what makes you a top three, top two person. Is because you're talking about LeBron. If you want to say like he's the GOAT or you want to put him at number two or whatever you want to put him, for a little stretch, Kobe was better than Bron. Like, and all the players said that. So why y'all want to start bringing up all this shooting shit and oh he missed a lot of shots and all of that, but because he didn't give a fuck, that shit should matter too. Like I understand their misses, but you gotta have the confidence to even shoot the shit that he was shooting. Feel me? Like
And
you
also
can't
too,
you can't be a pussy and be that type of person. If you soft and you want to defer and pass in those situations, that's how you avoid missing the most shots of all time. Because you don't want to be in that situation of miss
and,
the
and,
most
and
shots of all
going
time.
off of that.
So your mindset to want to do that, my fault. I just gotta finish this off real
Mm-hmm.
quick. So pause. So your mindset to want to take those shots actually matters to me because I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like somebody that I got it. It's on me. You know.
Right, and it goes kind of what you're saying off of like when Melo was bringing up the All Star game with the like, yo, the clock ticking down. It's me and you, bro. You got the ball. Kobe, what's up? This is what the people want to see, but you chose to defer and you passed it off. And then after that, everybody's like, come on, man, why
Right.
don't you? Like that was the passing of the torch. You feel
Right.
me? Like that was supposed to be the moment for you to be like, nah, student now
But
becomes
it's not
teacher.
in your bag to do it
You
because
feel
you're
me?
not an
So like
ISO motherfucker.
that's why I feel like people, you know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing like why people love Kobe so much too, because he in the All Star game and it's him and Mike. They going at it. When they play one on one, they going at it. You feel me? Like, so it gives Mike that year, and it gives people that sense of year. The league is gonna be in great fucking hands. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
We're gonna have competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of times when we're just giving like a lot of this praise to just solely the numbers, but then not like actually seeing like how much you like how did you get the numbers? You know what I'm
Bro.
saying? Like, what was it like? What battles did you have? Like, not to say that he didn't have them,
Right.
but just
Yeah,
in
nah.
those
And your
moments,
moments, like
in
the
those
moments.
moments,
What
you know what I'm
moments did you
saying?
have? Did you, bro? This man tore his right shoulder. They say, "Yo, B Scott, like, yo, sit out." He's like, "Nah, why would I sit? What you mean? Like, your shoulder fucked up, bro. I got a left. Came in the game, turned around, made a jump, made a turnaround with his left. Was out for the rest of the season. Like he did that while he was had a season-ending injury. Did a turnaround, bro. Like I said, Jason Tatum, um, fucking Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, all these people that tore their Achilles straight to the ground, can't get up, bro. My man's got up and made two free throws. Like this mentality shit has to matter in the argument. Like it can't just be all about fucking numbers. He got up, walked to the free throw line, and made two free throws and walked off the court with a torn Achilles. Nobody's doing that. I'm sorry, not even I don't even think Jordan would do some shit like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, so stop, bro. Leave all that fucking number shit, bro. Fuck out of here. Cause y'all wasn't saying the shit when he was around. Y'all was blazing. I mean, when he was around, y'all was blazing. Now the man gone. He can't defend himself. Can't say nothing. Cause you know he would say some shit right now. Kobe come at you about this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it would be said if Kobe would say it. To be honest,
yeah, it wouldn't even be said, bro. Cause you wouldn't even. And if it was, that's what I'm saying. But if it was that type of mentality he had, he might hit you off with some shit like what I just said. Like, oh, what your
my
man's
nigga,
do
they
though?
call it the Mamba mentality.
Who else has a mentality though? That's trademark.
You know what I'm saying? Like he has a mentality. Like it's just crazy how like when you look at Jordan, it's like if this nigga was in the shit, this nigga was willing to go and play 18 rounds of golf, my nigga, go drink a bottle with you, my nigga, and then go drop 50.
Right. It
You
was
feel me? And
like the
then you look
cigar
at
afterwards. Go gamble. All that.
right, and then you look at Kobe. Damn, his focus was just fucking relentless. You know what I'm saying? It's undeniable and shit. You know what I mean? Like these is like when we're looking at these great players, it's like you're just looking at
Damn.
them like
Yeah.
yo,
You know what
yo,
just
how,
made click in my head with that shit? It's almost like that's how God gotta design it because God can't make you perfect because nobody's perfect. He can't like you can't get everything. Cause look what you just said. Like Jordan, even though he had the crazy mentality, work ethic, all of that. Imagine if he had Kobe's work ethic, like Mamba mentality in Jordan would have been. It would have been unfair. He would have never. He probably would have won every year he played. You feel me? But then for Kobe, the opposite. It's like you about to have that mindset because you're not gonna get all the athleticism
mm-hmm.
that Jordan got. So you see how it balances out. Like God can't give you everything. You just gotta. It can't be like that. Like there has to be some flaw. There has to be a flaw in it. And like that shit just clicked in my head. Like I didn't never think about it like that. Like imagine that shit.
Magic and Bron. Imagine if Magic was able to score like Bron,
Right?
running the one.
Yeah. Nah.
6'9" point guard coming down. What if he was able to score the way Braun was? And then what if Braun, even though he has great vision, that what if he was coming down the court like Magic?
Yeah. Or like even if you wanted to say like if Braun had that mentality too, how crazy it would be the like killer mentality
Mm-hmm.
and like it probably would be too much. So God was like, yo, chill out, man. We can't, you know. I'm over here. I'm doing miracles, but I can't do that because
Like I'm not gonna do
we
that.
gotta make shit fair. All right, we
You're a
can't have
human.
right. You're a human. You're not me. Okay, if I go out there,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
dropping. You know.
those are great. Those are
Yeah, I
just
didn't. I never thought.
great
I like
points.
thought about that shit. I was
Great
like,
points.
wow, that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, cause when you said that Mike was doing that while having that kind of mindset, where even though yes, it was killer, but come on, he partying and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, it
like
was like he
Kobe.
had a different personality than Kobe. Like,
Yeah, like
even though they both kind of have like an asshole personality in a sense, if you would say, um, Mike was going out and having a little bit more fun. You
yeah.
feel me? Like enjoying life a bit more. Kobe was nah. I'm nigga basketball. Eat, sleep, breathe, 24/7. I work out 2 hours, get an hour rest. Work out another 2 hours, get a half hour rest. Go back workout. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I mean that honestly that argument just plays more into the Mike being the GOAT kind of shit. It kind of reminds me of like John Jones, like like Mike is the GOAT because he didn't, bro, was doing all of that and still was like the ability to turn the switch on, go, I like, yeah, I'm partying or I'm doing this or whatever. I know he wasn't like a
you know,
crazy
like he
partier,
wasn't
but
partying. It was like the
drinking and just
gambling, the
gambling and
going
just
in
doing
right,
shit,
doing
being
shit
out
like
late.
that.
I know he was being out late for sure, for
Like
sure.
that's the crazy thing. Like to
And
go and
and
say
he was
I'm gonna play 18 rounds of golf.
yeah, and
Go
then go
play
play.
golf.
This is what I'm saying. Like
And then like you probably don't even get no rest in between that, and then just go to practice and give you 110,
yeah,
and then go to the game and give you fucking 40 to
and
50.
that's why people like him and John Jones are to go. Like John Jones was out doing coke and shit, and then coming through and winning and fighting. Do you understand? Fighting, not like respect basketball, football, bro. Fighting 1-on-1. I could get knocked out. I could anything could happen to
You
me.
don't play MMA and you don't
Yeah,
play boxing.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what
You
I'm
don't
saying? You
play
don't
that.
play those sports. You know
And
what I'm
he
saying?
was out doing bumps and coming through like, all right, are y'all ready? One, 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 one. And then, even got tested like that. Like, got tested, like, almost lost a fight. And then he said, all right, let me lock in and fought the same person and beat the dog shit out of him. But either way,
What was that interview?
him and Daniel Cormier. He said, I beat you and I was on coke, bro.
Yeah, nah, not even that.
Oh, I
It
thought you were
was
talking
when
about that.
it was somebody.
He
He
said,
was
I
just
beat you
like,
and I was on
yeah,
coke.
he went to go and like, I guess they was just training or some shit, and I guess John Jones comes in and shit off of just whatever,
Partying. Yeah, it was Brandon Shaw.
and the nigga just
That.
said, yeah, my man just said like this,
Yep.
I
And then
and
and work
proceeded
everybody.
to whoop everybody's ass. Like
That's what
my
I'm
man
saying.
just did one of these.
And that's what Jordan could do. That's what Jordan could do too. Jordan probably just come through, lace him up real quick, one little
Right.
ah
My nigga said
ah,
like,
and then That's what I'm saying. Like those are the goats. And but they couldn't get the work ethic because it would be way too overpowerful. Like it would just be too much for any human
you'd be like a super
to
saiyan.
handle.
You'd be
You
in a
know.
super saiyan mode if it was like that. No
Yeah, nah, that was crazy. But fuck it. We on these last little couple minutes, man.
bullshit.
We'll just go over it, man.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta address it. I
Let's
know your
go.
team, your team.
Let's
Uh,
go.
it, yeah, I know. It don't. I know you're still. eh, You can't not be happy with the like getting there, of course, especially because it definitely wasn't expected. But no matter what, nobody wants to lose the fucking Super Bowl. How did you feel about the game, and what do you think is the plan moving forward for your team?
It was disappointing. It wasn't no frustration, wasn't necessarily anger. It was just disappointing because one, this is New England. There's an expectation. This is like being a Celtic. You know what I mean? There's certain banners that get hung. There's other banners that don't. So the expectation was not met. The expectation was preceded in the sense of getting there. You feel me? So all right, cool, that's great. But
But the
this is
expectation of when you got
you
there
know what I'm
wasn't.
saying? Like
Yeah.
so, but
Okay.
like
I
the
get what you mean.
expectation, right? But the expectation of what happened, no, that's never what any team wants, and especially for a New England fan because that's not what we do. But and also too, I think I would have been more frustrated if there was more of a fight.
Yeah.
But it's more so I can't say anything about my receivers. Can't say anything too much about my running backs or anything. This is solely offensive line. This is solely
Yeah.
exactly like I said, maybe 2, 3 episodes prior. Let's stop. Will Campbell. Let's stop. Will Campbell. Let's stop. Will Campbell. Let's stop. Will Campbell. And that's pretty much exactly what was happening.
Mm.
And when the all Seattle did was rush four, play zone. Rush forward, play zone, barely blitz. So their DBs pretty much had to pay off. You know what I'm saying? It was all front. They like shit. If they could, they should have got the fucking MVP. You feel me?
No.
But their offense, their defensive line was fucking superb. The defense was fucking superb. Um, I was not expecting the running game that they came with,
Yeah,
but
Kenneth
they
Walker
had
was
he did
coming
his
doing his
thing,
thing.
and shout out to you know what I mean, Donald, man, you gotta give it to him, bro.
Got
Like
his ring.
you gotta give it to him. He went
It's
from seeing
crazy.
ghosts to being a ghostbuster. So you have to give him his props for that. He showed up. He didn't have a wild, crazy game, but
Nope.
he had a mistake-free game, clean game. When the pressure did get to him, the difference between him and Drake was his experience kicked in, and he was able to get the ball off quicker. And even if it was a incomplete pass, it wasn't anything that was going to hurt the team. So good game from him. You know what I mean? Good game from him. Cooper Cup did a good job. I felt like our defense did an amazing fucking job. They held it down for a good solid 3 quarters. I mean, to hold them to 12 points. I mean, you left it right there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you put it in the offense's hands. But um, so yeah, it was just more disappointment on that, and but it was a good thing to see that a couple of days later, since I followed the Patriots page on Threads, exactly the things that I was thinking, or exactly the things that were being tweeted or being posted. Like we're going to be aggressive this offseason for offensive line and just more depth. So right there. I was like, okay, cool. So I don't even gotta feel no you're already working on shit.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I could tell by the way that Vrabel ran off the field, he knows the expectation. Seeing the way that he ran off the field, yeah, I could tell that he's on his shit. So it's like, all right, bet, cool. Disappointing as fuck. Not mad, I'm really fucking disappointed because there was no. And then just also too for Drake, you have to understand that it's your second year. You exceeded the first year. You did a good first year, even better second year. We know your strengths are efficiency. You stepped up from taking a lot of sacks first seasons to actually getting out of the pocket, but you fumbled a lot this year. So your ball security, you have to be smarter with your ball security, especially when the pressure is coming. When it's sometimes it's better to take the sack and we punt it away and give them a further distance to travel, opposed to either opposed to just fumbling the
Seattle
ball to
punter
either.
was going stupid too. I
You
ain't
know
gonna
what I'm
lie.
saying?
He was making
He was
some
booting
clutch
his
ass
shit. You know what I'm
punts,
saying?
like
So
landing them shits at the one and
right.
shit.
So it's
And
like
in a game like that, that's what kind of
it's important.
yeah,
It's better in field position is fucking important. So it's better for you sometimes to take a 5 yard sack opposed to taking a 10 yard fumble loss and you put it on outside of the ball to
right.
where they could, fucking get a touchdown. That's not good ball management. So that's gonna be your thing for this offense for this off season. Ball management, ball security, a little bit better pocket awareness, and then obviously the front office, you already know what it is. You're working on it now, offensive line, and we should be all right.
Yeah, I'll just say I'll be real quick with my shit. I just think the moment was too much for Drake. And I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. I think that's just kind of normal. It's your first one, second year. I think he just couldn't really adjust to what was going on, and neither could Josh McDaniels as far as coordinating. They started well. I mean, the adjustments came too late because in the fourth, kind of started moving the ball a lot better. Started, forcing some throws that were actually getting in there. But I just think the moment was a little bit too big for him. Because the faces he was making was that's what it was given to me. It was like he can't believe this shit's kind of happening right now because he's been doing phenomenal. I mean, the whole season. So, but that shit happens, bro. Like in the second year. to be in the Super Bowl. You know, I won some money. Shout out AJ Barner for being the first touchdown scorer, which was in the fourth quarter. So the game was close pretty much right there. Um, two fucking pretty boring Super Bowls though, I'll say back to back. I just it was defensively. If you love defense, it was great. But it started kicking up in the fourth quarter and shit like that. But it is what it is. That's just how it goes. How the cookie crumbles. You win some, you lose some. I'll say this though, Vrabel, I do like his energy. I like the way he kind of took the loss and shit. Like he has good energy to him. Like he knows that it's not over. It's just you just lost the Super Bowl. Like he didn't have a defeated look to him too much. So that
Yeah,
shit's
that's why, like I
fire.
was saying, I like the way that he ran off the
Like
field.
I
It
think
was
like I
like
think the moment was I think he embraced it and he was ready. I think the coaching was ready. I don't think the players were ready for it because the way that the O line was just getting trashed like that was crazy. And then, just like you said, Drake, they had it then, and then they kind of had a chance too, where they had scored and they got the ball back, and then Drake throws that interception.
but yeah,
It's
by
like,
then it was just too late. I think by then by us moving the ball, I just think that just became because of Seattle's defense got a little lax. You know what I mean? Like they let up a
yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
but I don't,
probably, yeah, I
I
would say
don't,
that too, yeah,
I don't think it was because it was us. I think from jump, like that off, I think the defensive line just had our offensive line just fucked up from jump.
yeah,
You feel me? Like so, I like you only get about 4 seconds to throw the ball. This nigga's getting pressured. If they got 6 or 7 sacks this game, that means there was at least 35.
yeah,
So with all of that, you only get 4 seconds. Second year thing, fucking his clock is moving. He's not even knowing how to slow this down.
and it's the Super Bowl, so it's like,
He's like, yo, what the fuck? The
yeah,
offensive line, this whole fucking left side is rookies or whatever. So that whole left side, the offensive line was just not ready. I
yeah,
can't say anything about the receivers because they never had a chance to do anything. They never really had any type of anything.
or
So
it's a
it was
fact,
like,
man.
kudos to fucking Seattle's defense and their coaching. They knew exactly what to do on the defensive end to add to put pressure. They knew it.
All right, man, we gonna wrap this up, man. Appreciate y'all. Gonna be posting up this episode tomorrow. Can't wait for y'all to see it, man. It looked like the video stood nice and sharp this whole time, so look out for that green screen coming soon. Look out for that new camera coming soon, man. We out here. We gonna keep providing y'all with this content every week, man. Sorry for the little break, but it happens. Love y'all. We out. Jake spreading love. Anything you gotta say, Lex?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Boo boo. We out.